Enjoy the video. Express your insights. Join us to stay updated with the newest tales. Seize this moment before it fades into the past. Today, a heavy fog of uncertainty envelopes me, stifling my thoughts. The weight is staggering, precariously balanced, poised to erupt into disorder. Allow me to recount an experience that broke the mundane, a serendipitous turn that changed the trajectory of my existence for all time. I understand if you question my words, but I assure you, it is the unvarnished truth. A solitary knock broke the stillness, unleashing a tempest within. For decades, I've been rooted in this small neighborhood, a lifetime captured in every nook and cranny. A close community where bonds foster comfort, where smiles hold value, and neighbors exchange not only conversation but also the necessities of life, sugar, eggs, and brief instances of connection. I choose not to impose, particularly on the realm of someone I do not know. Life frequently delivers unforeseen challenges. This time, the impact was severe. My neighbor, Ben, played the role of the messenger. Ben, an unforeseen presence, a silhouette hovering in the recesses of my life. He embodies quietude, a figure of my generation, a shadow dwelling in seclusion. For years, he has lingered as a mere shadow next door, our words nothing more than whispers carried away by the wind, never reaching the depths of genuine connection. On that day, I was battling with more intensity than I ever had before. I've encountered health struggles, invisible yet profoundly impactful, dismantling my identity and leaving me quaking in uncertainty. Time weaves and wins, casting shadows where light once played. You think you are in control of your own destiny, yet unexpectedly, your body rebels, revealing deceptions that catch you off guard. I found myself ensnared in darkness, bound by quietude. Exhaustion enveloped me, and the persistent pain in my joints intensified with every day that went by. Seated by the window, I gazed intently at the garden, my mind ensnared by the lingering question, would I ever find my way back to the self I once knew? The exhaustion transcended simple tiredness, the burden on the mind was overwhelming. I was unaware of my own isolation, withdrawing from those I cared for, from existence itself. In that instant, everything transformed. A sharp knock disrupts the stillness. A haunting noise shattered the stillness, jolting me from my reverie in that worn-out chair. A wave of shock washed over me, leaving me paralyzed in a haze of uncertainty. Then, the knock resounded again, a commanding call for recognition. The door creaked open. Ben stood there, a glimmer of warmth piercing through his typical quietude. He held a bag tightly, his intense gaze penetrating, those deep eyes delving into my soul, unraveling my very essence. "Hey, Martha," he whispered, my name finally slipping from his lips. "I have come to share a fragment of my soul with you. I perceive your suffering, the darkness that lingers around you." I felt completely broken. Never did I imagine that someone would truly notice my presence, yet there he was, steadfast, reaching out his hand with absolute certainty. I was unaware of the profound yearning within me for someone to truly notice me, to genuinely care. It hit me with an intensity one never anticipated. What could this be? I inquired, my voice quivering, the heaviness in my throat yearning for liberation. Ben offered the bag, an unspoken request lingering between them. "Here are several lifelines. I've been simmering a pot of soup for myself, yet I can't help but feel you're in need of some warmth too." Unassuming yet deeply meaningful, a pot of homemade chicken broth, a hint of salt, and the soul of vegetables. A harmonious blend of solace in each drop. I thought it might heal the scars. His kindness hit me with the force of a thunderbolt. It was merely a trivial matter. It was just soup, but it completely exceeded my expectations. The act of cooking had faded into the background, a mere echo of who I once was. Exhaustion enveloped me, erasing any trace of appetite, silencing even the faintest stirrings of hunger. "Thank you, Ben," I murmured, my voice quivering. I found myself at a loss for words. He nodded, the smile dissipating into a heavy stillness. "Your quietude conveys a wealth of meaning. Should you find yourself yearning for connection, a sympathetic ear, or a brief respite from the chaos, simply reach out. I have arrived. Though we are close in distance, we remain distant in essence." He turned and walked away, leaving me in the doorway, gripping the bag of soup, my heart in pieces. My heart brimmed with feelings, yet a storm of emotion swirled inside me. Gratitude cuts through the haze of disbelief, tinged with a hint of remorse. How did I transform into this stronghold, so completely isolated? I had them all: family, friends, yet I drifted into the shadows, alone. Ben's small act shattered my illusions, revealing the chasm between me and what truly mattered. I entered, heart racing, and collapsed into the chair, the bag of soup clutched tightly in my trembling hands. The soup's warmth clashed with the shock of kindness, igniting a flicker of hope in a world that had felt so frigid. Everything shifted in an instant. His words echoed in my mind, a haunting reminder of my own invisibility piercing through the silence of my self-doubt. How often do we trudge through life, ensnared in our own battles, blind to the souls around us? In that moment, the weight of my loss crashed down on me. Perhaps the moment has come to truly witness the world once more. And thus, I plunged into the depths of my thoughts. In the days that followed, Ben consumed my thoughts, haunting me. Relentlessly, he unleashed a part of me, a hidden chamber I never knew was locked away. It was never just the soup. In that fleeting moment, a gaze pierced through the silence, a hand extended, untainted by judgment or demand. A small door cracked open, and suddenly, I felt the warmth of companionship after an eternity of solitude. But I had no idea this was only the start. Ben's sudden aid ignited a firestorm, reshaping our destinies in ways I never dared to dream. After Ben's visit, everything changed. Healing didn't strike me like lightning, not even close. Yet, everything changed. The weight in my chest began to lift, revealing the shadows I'd long overlooked. It was never merely soup. It was about the fleeting moments of care, the sharp sting of being seen. That small act of kindness shattered my isolation, revealing the chasm between me and the world. It struck me: years lost in shadows, connections severed, silence swallowing me whole, fading into the void. After that, Ben entered my life like a storm. It was nothing monumental, just fleeting waves from a distance, whispers of weather, and hurried exchanges as I discarded the remnants of the day. Yet, an unvoiced bond lingered between us, palpable and profound. A fragile thread bound us, drawing us nearer with every heartbeat, every fleeting moment. One fateful evening, mere days after Ben delivered the soup, the unexpected shattered the silence. In my chair by the window, the sun's dying light spilled like molten gold, igniting the room with a bittersweet warmth. I thought I was healing, at least in body. The fatigue ebbed and the aches dulled, but the struggle lingered. My mind, however, was a tempest. Restlessness consumed me, a storm of unanswered questions raging within. Then came the knock once more. This time, I felt nothing. Deep down, I was prepared for it. It hung above me, ominous and foreboding, like an approaching tempest. A presence of compassion cut through the turmoil, offering a vital connection amidst a whirlwind of uncertainty. I stood up, my fingers quivering as they brushed against the worn edges of my sweater, and made my way to the door, my heart racing in my chest. Ben stood there again, a small basket of fruit clutched in his hand, a smile that concealed a tempest brewing inside. In that ephemeral instant, we found ourselves, unburdened by the heaviness of anticipation. In that moment, it dawned on me that he was not simply offering a hand. He offered a lifeline, a flicker to awaken the neglected corners of my spirit, long cloaked in shadow. A flame flickered to life inside, a once hidden glimmer of possibility, a passionate murmur of potential waiting to unfold. A humble act of compassion sparked a flame, evolving into something deep, something that would alter the course of everything. It was always more than just soup or fruit from Ben. It encompassed all that one could desire. He unlocked a door I had never realized was closed, fracturing my reality. Nevertheless, in the face of my vulnerability, the road ahead was still cloaked in ambiguity. A transformation occurred inside me, and surprisingly, within Ben too. That transformation sparked a chain reaction. After our last exchange, silence enveloped us, thick with unexpressed realities, tethering Ben and me in a delicate peace. The air was thick with silence, unvoiced words lingering, and hidden truths lay beneath the surface. We only skimmed the surface of something truly significant. Yet, an electric tension crackled, marking a profound shift in the very air that enveloped us. Every moment spent with you sparked a flame inside me, an unexpected yearning that took me by surprise. Was it appreciation or something more profound? Every meeting stirred my pulse, a tempest gathering inside. It wasn't love, not yet, but it was something profound, a bond that brought both comfort and fear. In ephemeral instances, I became entranced by his gaze, yearning to unveil the mysteries concealed within those tender eyes, those quiet, meaningful gestures. On that pivotal evening, everything transformed. Throughout the day, I fought against the unyielding sun, tending to my fading flowers, desperately holding on to life in the oppressive heat. Once again in the open air, I inhaled deeply, feeling the rush fill my lungs as I dug into the ground, a raw bond awakening inside me. Gardening became my sanctuary, a fervor that enveloped me for countless years. As the sun sank beneath the horizon, I brushed the sweat from my forehead, an intense urge compelling me toward Ben. A strange feeling enveloped me, distinct from any experience I had encountered before. Nothing held significance, not in the deepest sense. Still, his memory lingered, a shadow dwelling in the recesses of my mind. I cleaned my hands on a rag, my heart racing, and headed towards his house, just a short distance down the street. As my knuckles rapped against the door, a wave of uncertainty seized my heart. What was it that I genuinely sought? Maybe a brief exchange, a tender instance reminiscent of the times we spent together. As he swung the door wide, an unmistakable shift in the air enveloped me. Something had changed forever. His eyes reflected a deep sorrow, while his smile hinted at uncertainty. "Martha," he whispered, disbelief coursing through his voice. "Hello, what's happening?" Was I really? "I certainly do." The silence lingered, thick and oppressive. Ben remained motionless, a thick silence surrounding us, my words lingering weightily in the atmosphere. In that instant, he extended his hand, his fingers wrapping around mine, warmth sparking a tempest within. "Inside, I desire nothing in exchange," he murmured, his voice quivering with unexpressed significance. "Rest assured, my presence remains steadfast. Regardless of what happens, I remain steadfast. Leave behind the isolation of your battle." In that moment, a profound transformation occurred within me. It wasn't love just yet, but it was the spark, the raw pulse of something profound, something I had never dared to dream of. A spark ignited in my heart, illuminating the shadows around me. Ben's presence broke the stillness inside me, uncovering a concealed realm of feelings I had never realized were there. His support was always more than just assistance. He gazed at me, kindling a flame, infusing vitality into my spirit, reminding me of my importance. In that quiet moment, hands entwined, an epiphany emerged, loneliness had dissipated. And most importantly, I was liberated from the fear of what lay ahead. In the wake of our exchange, a palpable tension surged through the atmosphere, thick and inescapable. Ben and I moved closer, not just helping each other with everyday chores, but engaging in profound conversations, unraveling narratives, and uncovering the core of our identities. A fresh beginning was emerging, a narrative yet to be penned, an unexpected turn of events that took me by surprise. With every meeting, the connection grew stronger, and his presence turned into a sanctuary, sparking an intense yearning within me. It had evolved into something far beyond just his simple help. It centered entirely on him, on the delicate bond we were striving to create. Our first genuine date unfolded, uncomplicated yet brimming with unexpressed tension. A simple dinner at the bistro, my usual refuge for solitude, yet tonight, an unfamiliar energy hung in the air, thick with unspoken tension. Ben's unwavering resolve to prepare a meal for me stood in stark contrast to my desire for something entirely unique. I pushed against the tide, yearning for the excitement that comes with uncertainty. He nodded, yet a glimmer of satisfaction sparkled in his eyes, as though my decision excited him. Across the small table, we sat in a charged silence, enveloped by a rare comfort that ignited the air, a connection that felt both fragile and fierce. The silence roared between us. The laughter resonated, eyes sparked with connection, and hidden truths simmered intensely, capable of both breaking and mending hearts. As the night deepened, memories surged, each one a jagged map of how we arrived at this moment. The astonishment of it all, the tempest of transformation sparked by one significant gesture of compassion. My reality transformed beyond recognition. A neighbor, once just a figure in the background, evolved into a remarkable force in my life, surpassing any expectations I had ever held. After dinner, we strolled, the cool evening air wrapping around us like a haunting embrace. The city streets rested in silence, a ghostly murmur of far-off traffic weaving through the darkness. Silence surrounded us, but the air was thick with tension. A palpable change was unmistakably stirring in the atmosphere. A weighty load, yet a glimmer of hope remained. "I'm glad we're doing this," Bent said, breaking the oppressive stillness. His voice quivered, a faint echo of reality. In this ephemeral instant, a flame sparks between us, something primal and inescapable. A smile emerged, my heart swelling with unfiltered emotion. The impact lay not just in the words themselves, but in the haunting timbre of his voice, a raw truth that cut through the stillness. His words broke the stillness, laden with significance.